you're at the train station, whether you're at the port, or whether you're at this weird ass crossroad right here, whether it is love, whether it's career or destiny, you need to choose your next move. No fluff, no faff, no deep breathing, none of that nonsense. 1, 2, or 3. Go to the timestamps. I will see you there with the answers. Namaste. Okay, number 1, not going to lie, one card just forced its way out, so we're going to start with that. And you get to go along with this steampunk warrior card where you're just waiting to leave the harbour. You get satisfied soul. Happiness, inner joy, gratitude. Okay? This is your destination. Very important for you to know that, because, you know, if you're going to travel like this by sea and you're going to do the things that you do on shore, I mean, personally, I can't stand travelling by sea. It's bloody hard, okay? This is hard work, seasickness, big waves, crashing, rocks, all of those things. Just know that when you get to here, it's going to be worth it, okay? But also, it's not going to be pretty, the journey to get there. It's not going to be easy, it's not going to be pretty, and at times I feel like you're going to question yourself, and I'm going to throw my hat in the ring early on, okay? I feel like you're questioning yourself already. And you're right to do that, okay? You're right to do that. Keep this as your talisman for why you're doing what you're doing. Because there are going to be times over the next few months where you're going to be a bit in despair, or you're going to lose faith, and you're going to think to yourself, you know, why do I keep trying this? Why did I even get on this boat at all? This is an adventurous spirit, okay? I covered up the words on the card, but let's have a look what they were, because I didn't want people to choose based on the words. But now, big reveal, expanding horizon, expansion, travel, freedom, exploration, spreading your wings. Think of that psychologically, okay? And none of it is easy. I think you are somebody who, there's a couple of things I'm getting for you, that you grew up and it wasn't a very easy path. It wasn't an easy crossing. Maybe from childhood into your teenage years, or your teenage years into adulthood, or maybe every time there was a transition from one place, one state. It may be that you moved around a lot when you were a child. It may be that you were very isolated when you were a child. There's something here about weathering the storm, and I just need to tell you, and you can just say it in the comments as well, to tell yourself, you are more than capable of spreading your wings, okay? Find a way to coach yourself and put it in the comments. It can just be one word. It can be hell yes. It can be, are you sure, Gemma? I feel like a complete jelly. That's okay too. Sometimes, and I'm getting this as a channeled message for you, you feel very nervous, but you still get on the boat. You may have had ancestors, and I'm talking back along, you know, back in days of yore, who had to get on a boat. So literally they may have been from one country to another. They may have moved completely, changed their lives. It could be that they, for whatever reason, okay, for some of them it wasn't pretty as well. And it feels like you can connect with this spirit in whatever it is that you need to do next. It feels like, and I'm going to get some timing cards out. I've got some of these divine timing cards out. It feels like a few months, so 6 months I'm going to say, but you're kind of already making preparation for this. Tell us something about the timing realm of all of this. The other message that I'm getting, oh yes, you get signs and synchronicities. We've got 2 more, okay? There's a lot to say about timing, and I'll take some tarot cards in a minute as well. Let's just put these up in the corner, Dirty Dancing style. And let's give us a bit more space, because we're going to pull some cards for you, number one. We'll look at wherever this takes us, okay? It will take us in the realm of love, relationships. It will take us in the realm of destiny, career. There will be an extended love reading for those of you that really resonate with any of the relationship stuff, okay? And that will be linked underneath. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, okay, let's get into these. First of all, you get think again, okay? You will get blown off course more than once. You maybe already have. So this could be, if it's in a relationship, it can be that there are some false starts, or that you've already had a cycle with this person, or that you've already gone off on one direction that you don't think worked, maybe with an ex, maybe with this person. In terms of your destiny, in terms of your career, and when I talk about career number one, you know, this doesn't have to be your 9 to 5, it doesn't have to be, career looks weird these days. So this is whatever you are called to be doing, professional or otherwise, okay? It needs a second look. It's not a no, it's a pause for clarity, okay? But for me, there is no yes and no. There is no map to show you the way. You are, we're talking like Amelia Earhart. I know she was in planes, but it makes no difference. Personally, I love the idea of a seaplane, but that's another story. So think again next to signs and synchronicities. You are going to get some signs and synchronicities. You don't have a map, but I do feel, number one, that you do have a legacy of, I don't know why I'm calling it this, but it's a channeled message, so it's not my fault. Seerhood, S-E-E-R, seerhood, which is not even a word. But you can foretell things. You get weird, you know, you're the person that people will go to if they want your hunch. But you need to value your hunches, number one. This is really important. And also let me know in the comments how you get your hunch, because we all have different ways, and I would love to see if any of them cross over, or if any of yours cross over with any of mine, okay? You have an unusual way, which you always had from when you were little, of knowing things, reading people, reading a situation, but also, you know, you could read people in an empty, I almost dropped an F-bomb then, in an empty room. You know, you don't actually even need the faces there. So there's something here about sensing, about being a seer, about people not believing you when you were younger. But actually, I think they probably did. That was the problem. They said they didn't believe you. I'm just looking for my tarot cards. They acted like they didn't believe you, but by God, they believed you a bit too much and they didn't like it. So you had the power to unsettle the adults, and nobody really appreciates anybody doing that. Except me. Okay. If I meet a child now who is like that, I big them up and try and give them the confidence. But, you know, especially if you're back in the 80s or whatever, or 90s growing up, seen and not heard, you know, was appreciated. So think again, whatever your situation is, you have signs and synchronicities coming when the sun is in Virgo in particular, okay? And that's interesting because sun is in Virgo from about 20th of August to about 20th September. So that's not far away. Okay, that's not far away. This is interesting as well because I'm taking the energy of the Virgo, which is a kind of a meticulous energy. I think you have two sides to you which can be used together very nicely, whatever your aim, okay? If this is about relationships, it plays out in how you think about things versus how you feel about things. And you're an unusual person, number one, because you can do both at the same time. You can have your hunches and your signs and your intuition, and there will be a certain part of your body where you feel that intuition. Some of you may be a bit like me, where you get a rash or something when you're under stress, or you get a rash when you're actually having an awakening, where you're getting intuition and you feel like prickly heat. It feels like prickly heat. Let me know in the comments. And if this is tooting your horn, do remember to hype the video. Hype is near the like button, then you go to comments, you slide it to the left. Much appreciated. Okay, let's look at the shadow side and what's holding you back. Oh my God. Wow. Cripes. Okay. What's holding you back is the Three of Swords. I mean, let's just get out the big guns for what's holding you back. These are deeply held wounds. Now, some of you may be affected by obsessive compulsive disorder. And this, of course, has a massive range, and I am not a doctor, okay? I'm just picking up what I'm getting. It has a massive, what's the word? It has a massive range of symptoms, from mild to quite severe. There's something, you need to know the difference between intuition and anxiety in yourself, okay? This is really, really important, because when you're overthinking, you move into OCD mode. And you may also find it very difficult to keep lots of different, well, you have lots of different thoughts in your head, but none of them stick. There's this very fast moving mind, which can get very, if you saw it on one of those, you know, when they put like a heat seeking thing, it would be like radiating, because you're churning out thoughts, you're processing stuff. You've got so much going on there that some of it needs to drop down into your body when you're going to make an important move. Okay, so I would say, very importantly, number one, let me just switch that off, that you need to sink down into your body. Okay, whatever you can do, whether you need to go and walk barefoot on the beach, or whether you need to do yoga or whatever, walking, or just, you know, feeling your feet on the floor, ground yourself, and also feel the core. You know, at your core you have this very adventurous spirit. You're picking up on, particularly, well no, actually it's male and female ancestors, adventurous ancestors, ancestors that were forced into situations that actually really gave them massive opportunity, but at the time were very, very difficult to pull off. Okay, again, this isn't easy. This is not an easy path. You are not choosing an easy path. There is no easy path for you. I think that's really important to say. Okay, there is no easy path for you. Then we get the Four of Wands. There is, however, and you know how on Harry Potter they had like that weird platform that was 9 3/4? You do have portals that you have not noticed. And this very often happens to people who are a combination of kind of A-type personality, sort of perfectionists, overthinkers, but also have a massive amount of intuition. So sometimes if you're really overthinking, you are going to miss these portals. Tell us a bit more about when, or a bit of divine timing information about the portal, please. Oh my God, that's so weird. Oh my God. Right, sometimes when you ask tarot and oracle cards, they're just like, they get a bit of chewed. And they say, I've already told you. So look, you're caught between your heart and your mind. It's just what we've said. The answer isn't ready to be seen or you're not quite ready to face it. Okay, I wonder if you're going to get, let's take some tarot, the Two of Swords. Now, the answer is not ready to be seen in your mind's eye. This is just me talking now. But I do think the answer is ready to be seen in the third eye. I'm going to take some tarot, and then I'm also going to take an archetype card. I like you, number one. We could have coffee and we would be in and talking about philosophy and all sorts within the first 5 minutes of meeting. Both of us would probably be either late or go to the wrong place, but we would enjoy our time together. People enjoy talking to you. Lordy. Okay. Judgment. What's that one that's sticking out into my hand? Oh, there's a hidden one. Hang on. Oof. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. Spiritual people always get the Five of Pentacles. I know, it's the most miserable looking card, but actually it means you're onto something. And the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. No, I'm going to take a couple of cards for love and relationships in a minute. We've got Judgment. Wake up. But also, oof, massive channeled message. This is not a journey. This is a return. You're actually going back to somewhere you've been before. I'm getting massive like past life energy here. Past ancestors. You may have done constellation therapy. Let me know in the comments. This really relates to where you come from. It's like, number one, you are going home. If this is about career and destiny, you've missed, and you may have been attracted as well to the one with the train station. Because I was just about to say you've missed your train, but you're not, you're on a boat. So yeah, you may be attracted to that one too, which sometimes happens. You missed your opportunity at least once to go back, to go to this destination, and then it was new. Now it's not new, it's just been waiting for you all this time. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Five of Pentacles. Wrong camera, getting excited. Five of Pentacles is like, you may feel alone in this journey. You are. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you. You're doing this. You're doing this the way you've always done it. And the Five of Pentacles is interesting because it's like, it's a kind of a don't stop believing card, but it's also the card that's like, hands up, this is a rocky road and you're kind of on your own. Even if this is about relationships, this is your journey, not theirs. This is your journey. This is your pilgrimage. This is your return. You are going home at last. And then we get the Eight of Pentacles. This is about doing the work. This is about learning the craft if it's something that you need to do. This is about learning love languages if you're looking at relationship, or learning about yourself, about your strengths, your weaknesses, your connections, your past. This is all about unearthing your patterns, where you've come from. And also I'm kind of getting that there's an opportunity here to break a pattern as well. Okay, this is a lot. I just want to see what kind of archetype advice. This is like your ancestors giving you advice with these next cards, okay? Yes. Yes. Oof. Okay, I'm going to start with this one because it's the most difficult. And why not start with the most difficult? this is what we're picking up with the Five of Pentacles, with probably 5 years old, with transitions from being young to being a teenager, from being a teenager to being a young adult. It may not have been easy when you moved out of home. You may have moved. There may have been insecurities when you were growing up. There may have been confinements, or just there's some sense of isolation. But we have resilience, okay? Self-awareness, endurement. Is that a word? But we also have, on the downside, feeling powerless and feeling sorry for yourself, which of course we all do. And there is a time for that, but the time is not when you're getting on the boat. Okay? You need to appeal to your... You need to recognise this first, because some of you have been spinning the wheels for so long to not face this, that you've developed a very capable outer shell, okay? Rather like a Virgo personality. You're probably good at serving others, you've been of service to others, and actually you've been of service to your family by being the scapegoat for all the things they couldn't talk about. Channeled message. Then we get the hero. I like this. So this is when you get on the boat. This is divine masculine energy. Also, for those of you interested in love and relationships, I'm not saying you need to be rescued, because, you know, we're in 2026, but there is something about somebody who has your back here, okay? But also there's something about, well, because I see this as a kind of pairing, the hero and the idealist. And I'm seeing you as the idealist, the empath, and I love that. And also, when you were little, you just wanted to heal the world. And I know that sounds really kind of, I don't know, I just want to, or like when they used to do Miss World, what are you hoping for? World peace, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm being serious, you literally did. And I think that you were interested in magic in a way that you thought, or you wanted to actually make a difference. You still do. Okay, you still do. And you still will. We pull the Death card, Scorpio energy, transformation ahead. I think if that was like a title for number one, it would be, first of all, get on the effing boat, you know, because honestly, if you don't get on the boat, you can't do any of it. So this is like, get on the freaking boat, okay? Get on the boat. But then transformation ahead would be my second one. And again, people think transformations, or people sell you transformations, particularly in the spiritual world, as being very glitter and unicorns, and oh my God, you wake up and you can see everything and everything will be all right. That is just BS. When you are expanding your horizons, when you are actually coming into alignment, and I also get for you, and I don't understand enough about this, but one or two of you, I'm getting Dark Moon Lilith, which is something I should go and read more about, but never do. But there's something about you that is accessing this, I don't know what to call it, so it's that. You're accessing that. Oh, get on. Look at that. Queen of Wands, power mode. But your power mode, get on even more. Come on. Empress, Queen of Wands, Death card. Yes. Your divine feminine powers, and yes, you are a witch, okay? I hate the word witch. Magic person, I don't know. If you can think of a better name, please bloody let me know in the comments. But first of all, get on the boat, believe in the signs and the synchronicities, but be open to them with your third eye. Stop overthinking. In fact, stop thinking at all for a little while. Recognize the hurt from the Three of Swords shadow card, which is there, which is actually underneath this card. Recognize this, feel feel it, don't just think about it, recognize it in your body and soul and your heart, and then use it to power you forward in whether this is love, whether this is destiny, whether this is career, whatever this is for you. Okay? God, I absolutely love this. I'm going to do your extended love reading for those of you that want the lowdown on love. We're going to take a very, very close inspection of you and the other person, okay? And we'll do a very granular side-by-side reading, but also with some of these cards coming up and some channeled messages and some very weird and detailed stuff that will be just between us. It is linked below. I will see you on the other side. Namaste. Hi, number 2. You are at this really weird, it's kind of like a crossroads, but it's also some weird like ankh or circle, and it's a winding path. Okay, so we know that where you're at the moment, as you're asking this question, as you come to this reading, is not straightforward. And I'm going to argue that perhaps it shouldn't be. I'm going to also take a couple more of these cards just to give us some idea of, if you look really carefully, what's over here and what's over there. Okay, and let's also reveal, I know, look at my little trick. Let's reveal, oh yeah, exactly, decision point, impasse, hidden factors, difficult choices, paused action, inner conflict, deliberation. Gemma, you are reading my mind. Okay, I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to zoom out and we're going to put 2 cards on either side. And these are 2, I'm going to say, hidden factors. Okay, 2 hidden factors. Tell us please about the hidden factors. That one. I like that. Ooh, okay. Let's zoom in on these 3 together. Whenever they're wonky to me, they're straight on camera, which is a little bit weird. Okay, so we have Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. And we have the Lantern Bearer. I'm going to look at the Lantern Bearer first. Now, of course, this has got like hermit vibes. Hang on. The first thing I get from this, apart from what's written on it, which we already know because it's got that whole hermit vibe, someone's carrying a lamp, you know, wisdom, going within, contemplation, self-discovery. I do get that. But I also feel like this is someone else or something else coming towards you, assisting you, helping you. I feel like it can come in a dualistic way. One way is that it's in the 5D, as a lot of this reading is, and that this is your higher self coming to meet you. And I'm not going to say that your higher self is coming in to challenge you, because I don't think it's that black and white. It's just your higher self is coming in to meet you as you're on this journey, and it's probably the best thing that can happen to you. In terms of the 3D, this might show up in doing a course, learning a subject, finding out about something that's very close to your heart. Also, and we're going to take some tarot cards in a minute, and you may have been drawn to number 1 as well. I'm just feeling some kind of recall energy, going back to something that has always really been in your heart. It's always been a part of who you are. It's part of you, number 2, has been surviving. I'm getting a very strong poverty mindset, which may not even belong to you. It may belong to, and I had this a bit for number 1, to ancestors or how you grew up or just what's going on at the moment. a scarcity mindset. The hungry ghost is what I'm getting as a channeled message. And this is the very opposite of that. Field of Dreams is, you know, getting your long-term vision, being patient and getting your reward. It's abundance in a way. It's also something, you know, if you watch the film oh God, I can't speak today. If you watch the film Field of Dreams, that's a lot of F's, Foresight Future, Field of Dreams film, then it takes a while and there's some knockbacks and some setbacks along the way. For some of you, you tried to do something about 7 years ago, and the number 7 is important as well for you at the moment. But you tried to do something 7 years ago and it didn't hit the mark, or you feel like you failed. And this can be a love relationship, this can be a spiritual business, this can be whatever you were doing, setting up an honesty cake stand. That's my secret desire. Whatever it is, okay? You may not have even got off the ground with it. And you may have trouble, I'm getting failure to launch, you may have trouble getting things off the ground. You may also have had trouble in your life with starting things and not seeing them through, not wanting to continue them, or even external circumstances coming in that have stopped you doing things. But it's almost like there's a self-sabotage vibe in here, which, you know, you haven't conjured, and you haven't earned it. It's just sadly been donated to you, and we have to kind of deal with the cards that were dealt. And you may also find that you have one or other of your parents who had thwarted dreams, and possibly either tried to live out their dreams through you, or weren't very encouraging when you had dreams because they experienced bitter disappointment and they wanted to protect you from bitter disappointment. But what we kind of get in this reading, or what I'm getting anyway, and I'm going to take a couple of shadow cards first before I take some tarot cards, is that where bitter disappointment lies, success is right next to it. And that is a big message for you, okay? And another channeled message that I get for you is seek out disappointment. In other words, overreach. Go a bit further than you think you can. Because the universe for you in the next few months is very, very open to the Fool energy, to you reaching further than you think. Okay, let's take a couple of shadow cards, and then we're going to take some tarot cards. If this is about love and relationships for you, it can also be about accepting less than you deserve, accepting breadcrumbs, not honouring yourself in friendships or love relationships, not being able to choose yourself, but also to know yourself and to trust yourself. And trusting yourself, I think, goes across all areas of your life, being able to trust yourself, because for some reason, and I think it is to do with this poverty mindset and this scarcity mindset, there's something here that you can't trust yourself when you're doing well, or when things, not when things are actually there, but when they're starting to build, when you start to get the signs that something might just work out. Something kicks in that is this poverty mindset, scarcity mindset, and it is a mechanism that doesn't even really belong to you. You've inherited it off someone else. Highly irritating, but not permanent, okay? First shadow card we get is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, as you can see here, is always the Horizon card. Someone on the periphery, they're on the edge, and they're looking over the horizon and they're seeing what else is out there. And as a shadow card, you can see the sort of castle ruins that are in the background. And this person is daring to seek something better. And I think my message to you, number 2, is that, okay? Dare to be yourself. Dare to be better. Dare to seek something better in your life. Someone, something, whatever it is, okay? There will be an extended love reading. So if this for you is particularly love and relationships, there will be an extended love reading, which is linked in the description box. Okay, the other shadow card you get is the Knight of Swords. Now, I'm going to wait on that one for a second and take some tarot cards because I have an opinion on that, but I want it confirmed, okay? So let's take these. God, hang on. Yeah, you may have been drawn to number 1 because 1 or 2 of these cards are the same, but different deck. Okay. Can we zoom on those a bit? Yes, we can. Here is kind of the heart of the matter, okay? It doesn't have to look like this. It doesn't have to be, you know, 2.4 kids, the dog, the white picket fence, that whole kind of wasp thing. No, it can be whatever this looks like for you. It can be you in your flat with your cat, whatever, you know, or it can be you with 10 kids, 10 dogs in a mansion. It's your 10 of Pentacles. It's your future, number 2, and it's worth protecting. And at the moment you stand at this weird decision point, okay, this ankh, crossroads, sort of 2 paths, God only knows. And it feels like there's something at stake. In the next few weeks or months, and I'll take some timing cards in a minute, something's going to come up which is going to be an opportunity. And it's not going to be easy to take that opportunity. It may be a bit of a risk. It's going to be a risk. It's going to be outside your comfort zone. It's going to be a reach. Okay, it's going to be a reach. But it's well worth striking out for. Okay, well worth striking out for. We get the 4 of Cups here. This is a card again that's, you know, it's like this Lantern Bearer card. It's about contemplation, but I think you need to strike a balance between timing, contemplation and action, because I also think that you may find that you are a ruminator, that you overthink, but not in a thinky way. It's more in a, I don't know if it's doom scrolling or something that you do that just mentally sabotages yourself, okay? Sometimes the 4 of Cups can turn in on itself emotionally. It's important for you to stay looking out like this. This is particularly your card. This one here, the decision point. This one here, the 3 of Wands. Looking out to the widest horizon. If you're applying for jobs, apply out of your bracket. If this is about relationships, level up in terms of what you expect. It's self-worth, but it's also seeing it through the sticky middle when you feel like you're actually starting to get something, whether it's the relationship, whether it's the job, whether it's the reward. You start to feel that this is actually tickling the universe. It's like, ooh, I'm getting signs, I'm getting something, I'm feeling this could happen. And then all of a sudden this sort of starvation comes in, this feeling that if I can drop this down a few levels, then it will be more predictable and I will know what I am dealing with. And I, in some ways that you probably don't like, feel more comfortable at the lower end of the receiving spectrum than at the top. I think as well, number 2, that if you're going to do this, you know, if I were to recommend something to you, let's say manifesting, I would definitely not start at a really high level, you know. I would not start with your absolute life goal. I would start with feeling comfortable with feeling comfortable. As in, you know, am I hot? Am I cold? What can I do to make myself feel better? Do I need a glass of cold water? Do I need a hot drink? Do I need some nicer socks on? How does this bed feel? What does the sofa feel like? Do I need to stretch my legs and go for a walk? Body awareness, but also body and soul awareness. What does my soul need? Do I need some sunshine on my face? Do I need to do some washing up and feel the lovely bubbles and the hot water on my hands? Do I need to dance around the kitchen? Those sorts of things, so that you can, in a way, learn to treat yourself in the smallest of ways. Okay? Let's have a look at some divine timing cards. That's very interesting. Oh my God, goosebumps. Goosey muck goosebumps. And more. Your change is right now, okay? Well, it's as I'm doing this video. We have when the sun is in Cancer, which it happens to be right now actually, so this is very, very interesting. When it says your desire will manifest, don't choose the massive big ticket item $1 million question desire, okay? If you like, what you could do is choose a year from now. Just think what you're going to do in terms of practical and small, and that you're going to build on this in terms of looking. Cancers are very, very good at nurturing. This is about you nurturing a talent, nurturing a relationship, nurturing your soul, nurturing your body, nurturing your mind. Okay? Set yourself, regardless, set yourself 12 months. It's much shorter than you think. And then look at that. The number 7. Your event is tied to the energy of the number 7. How interesting as well, because it also says July, which is half of July is Cancer season. 7 is big for you. Okay, number 7 is big for you. You may also get a sign as in the number 7. Very interesting. Love that for you. And then you also get this warning, change direction, the outcome you've been waiting for, or I would say as well, the outcome you tried before may be unreachable on your current path. If you reroute, new momentum will follow, and there you are. Do I go the old familiar path? Do I reroute? I love this for you. I absolutely love this for you. Tell us please a bit more what is at the heart of the matter when it comes to relating to others, love, relationships, and the heart. There it is. I knew you were going to get that card, Judgment. Number 1 got that card. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Okay. Love and relationships in particular, this bit, but it can apply to any of what you're thinking about here, right? See if we can zoom in on those. Excuse me. Right. Judgment. I'm making this video in Mercury retrograde, which means there's always a feeling of going back, revising, going back to old ways of thinking, but also revealing with the lantern bearer where you've come from. There's something here about getting a second chance. Okay, this can be in a relationship, this can be something you tried to do 7 years ago, this can be something you tried to do before and for some reason you couldn't progress it, you couldn't keep it going. You get the Hanged Man. You will be tested by the same energy again, but the outcome can be different. The delays will threaten, the slowing down will threaten, but this time you need to tell yourself when nothing is happening, everything is happening. That is what the Hanged Man is all about. We are also in Neptune retrograde, and the Hanged Man is Neptune. See delays as your golden opportunities. And then we have the King of Swords. For some of you in love, there is something to do with somebody who is slightly out of your reach, slightly mysterious, clever, not very good at expressing their heart. King of Swords is really difficult because there can be such good conversation, there can be like witty banter, there can be all kinds of connection, but there is this thing with the King of Swords about expressing themselves and them feeling as if they are, you feeling as if they are behind ice, you know, as if you need to thaw something out. It's something that I got in an old love reading a few years ago, I think, maybe a couple of years ago. But the King of Swords finds it very difficult to speak about emotions. And there's something here about something being on hold, okay? But it's important that you are not on hold. And this lantern bearer can be a person who's coming to advise you, can be your higher self coming to advise you, that you still need to walk your path, no matter what is happening in this love relationship, or rather, to put it better, no matter what is not happening, okay? Number 2, you've got your homework. If you want to join me for the extended love reading for this, as number 2 extended reading, the link is below, okay? You can also, for a special discount, you can get all 3 extended readings and have a big old binge and do the whole thing. And that's very discounted price. So have a look in the description box, see which one suits you, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, lovely number 3. Okay, you chose this one, which is the Train card. I'm very, very intrigued by this. Let's have a look at what the writing is. I know, I hid the writing. Big reveal. Big reveal, number 3. New attitude, relocation. It's the train to tomorrow, okay? Changing direction, starting over, hopeful journey, mindful shift. Okay, I'm going to choose 2 cards to go with it first. And we're going to see where this lies, okay? What this is about. And the other thing I'm getting straight away as a channeled message is that you may not need to change at all. I know. You know how sometimes we feel, and you may have had this before, that we want to throw it all in, we want to move to a new place, we want to change our life. I just feel, yeah, okay, that you have a certain restlessness at the moment, number 3, because you're kind of onto something that's going to be quite difficult to achieve. And sometimes when that happens, we get this sense of, if only I, you know, let's say you are starting a YouTube channel, okay? And you think, if only I had the right camera, if only I had the right equipment, if only I had X, Y, and Z. And it turns out actually that you never start because you keep thinking this is a destination that you need to get to. And actually it's already here. You can just get your phone out and make some crap videos on your phone and get going right now. Okay, speaking from experience, been there, done that. It could be anything. It could be, and if we look at this one, we've got mastery in motion. It could be something arty, crafty, spiritual, whatever it is. There is something that you are restless about. There is some way that you are not honouring yourself, and you know you're not. And I get it, you know, let's say you're writing a book and you're putting it off and you don't want to do your writing today and all of those things. But I also get, and this mastery emotion, the diligence, the work ethic, the refinement, the discipline, and that weird thing that I don't know who it was that said it, you have to do something 10,000 times before you can master it. For some of you as well, and if we look at this one, the Keeper of the Keys, it's like the opposite end of this. And you are neither of these at the moment. You're not the apprentice and you're not the alumni, okay? You're somewhere in the middle. And the middle, as we all know, it's like if you're doing a film, if you're writing a piece of music, the middle is like the sticky middle. It's always the difficult part to work out. Let's just put that there or I'm never going to know where I am. So there's something you're wishing for, something you want so badly here. And I don't think you're even admitting to yourself how much you want it. And the wanting of it, and this could be a relationship, this could be a talent, this could be a business, this could be whatever. I think you know what it is, number 3. If you do know what it is, put it in the comments. Let's make it public, okay? Spill the tea on what your deepest, most heartfelt dream is, okay? Put it out there. Give it a name. Just saying. I think it will do what needs to be done, which is make something become real. Bring it into something real. I'm now getting hideous as well because I'm so bad at it. But like a pottery wheel, the way that somebody throws down this lump of wet clay and then they just do weird shit to it, and then a really nice thing, if they're good at it, comes out at the other end. Now, I can't do that. I am useless at stuff like that. But that's the channeled message I'm getting for you. Not necessarily that you need to go and do pottery. God, no. Not unless that's your thing. But that you're dealing here with a raw lump of clay. I also get, number 3, perfectionist vibes. That you are a perfectionist with yourself and you can't allow yourself to be messy. Now, this may not necessarily be in your house, although for some of you it is. You may have grown up in a house where there's a place for everything and everything in its place. And there's something here about the freedom to be messy and how creativity itself can be and should be messy. So you need to kind of blow out the lines, go over the lines in order to discover who you are and what you have to say. This is really important. And I guess what I'm saying here as well is that I would like to give you permission to be messy. Permission to be messy. Let's look at the shadow cards. What's standing in your way with this? What are the obstacles? I'll have a look at love and relationships in like the second half of this reading, and there will be an extended love reading. Oof. For those of you where it really resonates. Wow. In the love department. Okay. Oof, that's a big card. Shadow card is the 8 of Cups. Leaving too soon. leaving before it has the chance to go wrong, abandoning ship before it's even really had a chance, you know, abandoning ship because the water's got a bit choppy. Let me know in the comments if you recognise this as a mechanism in yourself. And the Six of Pentacles, not seeing the sign, needing to see that it's working, needing to gain, as in Six of Pentacles is a card of receiving. And I also think that for some of you there was a disappointment if your grades weren't amazing, you know, but also that you really, really expect yourself to deliver. You expect yourself to give a really good return. And for this next phase of your life, what you're choosing here may not be a change of direction. It may be the new attitude. It may be relocating how you react to things. It may not necessarily be relocating in itself. Let's take some tarot cards for this. Tell us about the heart of the matter, please, for number 2. The heart of the matter. Love that. What is the heart of the matter? That one. Oof! I did think we might be getting a bit of a love and relationships vibe here. Oof. I love all of those cards. Okay, what's at the bottom? Ooh. You get to go in. And you. Okay. Procrastination. I'm going to say the P word. We're going to get it right out there. Procrastination because you need perfection. This could apply to friendships, love relationships, definitely to your working practices. Let's put you over there. Okay, let's examine. These are gorgeous, aren't they? I think they really fit your vibe as well. Some of you might be very good at art, because I'm not normally this much of an art appreciation-ish person, but I'm really feeling it. Okay. Divine feminine energy is messy energy, and this is the key to your new success. Okay, Keeper of the Keys. You may be good at following, you know, the line, at following the map, of doing it right, of seeming on the surface to be the kind of good one, and, you know, and working hard, and but also working hard at things that don't mean anything to you. Okay, so this is you particularly if you have a job that you're not that bothered about. It's all right, you know, people are quite nice. It's not your dream job, but it's okay. But give you a pile of admin and you're like, I can do this. You don't procrastinate at all. You're like, yep, I'm going to do this. Even if it's like really boring to some other people, you can get through that pile of admin. You'll do it, no problem. If I say to you, whatever your creative thing is, whether it's to make some art, whether it's to write a book, whether it's to start a spiritual business, whatever, then you're going to start procrastinating. And your procrastination will look like organising, tidying, avoiding, moving, relocating, thinking of a new idea, throwing this one away, not getting through the sticky middle. Okay? Now the Empress, which is your energy that I'm picking up here, which is a very divine feminine energy, you know, she's also the mother energy, and to be a mother is bloody messy. Birth is messy, life is messy, death is messy. It's all messy. But the real stuff is where the mess is. Now, whether this applies to you, and I will look at relationships in a minute because it's coming up with the Two of Cups, but whether this applies to you in your general life, whether this applies to you with what your absolute dream goal is, your next move is to get messy and find out. Get messy and find out what you have to offer. Find out what you truly want when you're not in control of it. I feel like you may seek to control when things are about to just get good. The Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. Woof. When it comes to, and this could be about, you know, friendships, socializing, getting out there, but also about love and relationships, close personal relationships. Sometimes I think you need some kind of rule book, some guarantee, or a map of how it's going to work and where it's going. And you know, you may have done a lot of personality tests for you, for your person, trying to work it out. If I'm this kind of person, if I'm that kind of person. The Two of Cups and the Two of Wands, I love these together, okay? It feels like when you get the Two of Wands, all twos are kind of decision cards. When you get the Two of Wands though, again, here you are on the edge, looking at this limitless horizon. It's very important, even if, say, this is a love relationship and you are very keen on one person and you're not thinking about anybody else and all of that, you have to have your horizons completely open. You have to be open to failure. You have to be open to making a mess. Because mastery and success is born of messy attempts. And there's something that you need to discover in the mess, but you've got to get your hands dirty first. The Empress may look like she's all cool and calm and collected and everything, but she does some shitty stuff. It's all right. It's all good. It's part of life. Learn to relax, number 3, about whatever this love relationship is. That doesn't mean relax your standards. It doesn't mean accept bad behaviour from people, but it does mean be curious. Keep your options open. Be open to happenstance as well, because I feel like there's it would really help you not to have a destination. It would really help you not to have something in mind of what perfection would look like. Because we're dealing in the here and now, and it would be great if you could get into the here and now about it. We've got the Hermit, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Swords. When nothing is happening in this one. Get very, very comfortable with not being able to see your way forward. Get comfortable to moving without a map. The Two of Wands is fire. It's lived experience as you walk and talk and breathe. It's letting go of a target. Whether that target is a relationship that is this far down the line, whether that target is a career that is this successful, where you get published, where you get this, where you get that. Let go of the target, okay? No target, no direction, no maps. Now, we have the Hermit card. I love this. It's literally groping in the dark. You're in the dark. We're all in the dark. But often when you're really in the dark, it's when you stumble upon the answer. You need to stumble upon it. It can't be organised. It can't be synthesised. The Seven of Cups is the only real warning card that we have of taking it too far. Okay? The Seven of Cups is about magical thinking, and when sometimes we really do completely let go of reality. And that isn't helpful either, okay? But also the Seven of Cups is a card of procrastinating. It's what I call the Blockbuster card. Do you remember going to Blockbuster and there was just too much choice? Paralysed by choice, okay? Stop choosing. Stop looking at the options. Just pull it back, relax. This Two of Cups is a very, very beautiful card. There's a lot of promise here. There's a lot of union. It's Venus in Cancer. There's a lot of potential. But there doesn't need to be a roadmap. It's just, this is our vibe. This is who we are. We're exchanging cups. That's it. Let's have a look at divine timing. Yeah. Very interesting. No clear path forward is visible yet. This doesn't mean never, but it does mean not now and not soon. You don't need the roadmap, okay? You'd only have to screw it up anyway, even if you followed it. We get the number 8, okay? It's associated with August, but it's also associated with movement. Be in constant movement like these fish, okay? Don't be waiting for the next thing to happen. There is no next thing. It's about being completely in the now. Then we have this card, which is really interesting. Your outcome manifests when the sun is in Aquarius, which is, oh God, January the 20th to February the 20th, I think. But not how you expect it to. So you may get a bit of a timeline, but it won't look like you expect it to. Aquarius favours innovation and sudden movement, and also eccentricity. The universe wants to cram in something you haven't even thought about. And it's very important that you don't second guess it or trip it up, okay? I'm going to take a card just before I do the extended love reading. I want to know about this. And it's about your personal archetype, number 3. Yeah. Yeah. You get 3 quite tight cards, okay? You get the Sage. You have a lot of wisdom, okay? A lot of wisdom. Sometimes too much. It makes you overcautious. You get the Stoic, which is going to be very helpful to you in getting through difficult 3D things. It's got you through some difficult times. You're very good at bearing things. But this is about releasing them. And you also get the Philosopher. You never stop thinking. You can think, and it's very useful intellectually. You may have studied philosophy. You're very wise, it's very deep. You're very sensible. But there's something here about kicking all this to one side and just, maybe you get on the train, maybe you don't. It doesn't make any difference. It's all about the here and now, and it's all about letting go of a destination and relaxing and getting yourself messy, of colouring over the lines, of being yourself, of letting out that messy creative energy, whether it's in relationships, whether it's just in the whole of your life. And it's such a release for you to just finally let that go. Number 3, I'm going to go do the extended love reading. We're going to look very, very closely at the connection between you and the other person. lots of channel messages, lots of details. You can either, there's a special offer if you buy all 3 extended readings, they're heavily discounted. So if you're attracted to number 1 or number 2, have a think about that. They're all linked in the description box so you can choose. See you on the other side. Namaste.